What happens when the most powerful man in the Roman Empire descends into madness? When an emperor who could have been legendary instead became infamous? This is the story of Nero, the last emperor of the Julio Claudian Dynasty, whose fall not only ended a family line but also plunged Rome into chaos. Join us as we uncover the dramatic downfall of Nero, one of history's most notorious figures, and the collapse of the dynasty that shaped the Roman Empire's early years. Rome, the center of the ancient world, a city of grandeur, power, and prestige. Though within its marble palaces and bustling streets, the final years of the Julio Claudian dynasty unfolded like a tragedy, full of political intrigue, betrayal, and bloodshed. At the heart of this downfall stood Nero, the last of his line. From his early years to his infamous rule, Nero's reign was marked by scandal, paranoia, and the gradual erosion of Roman stability. By the time of his death, the empire would be on the verge of collapse, and the Julio Claudian dynasty would be nothing but a memory. In this video, we'll dive deep into the life and reign of Nero, examining the events that led to his dramatic downfall and the end of the Julio Claudian line. From the Great Fire of Rome to the betrayals of his inner circle, every moment built up to one of the most notorious downfalls in Roman history. Why should you stick around? Because Nero's story isn't just about a single man, it's about the end of an era. The fall of the Julio Claudians was a turning point for Rome, a moment when the empire teetered on the edge of destruction. Understanding Nero's decline is key to grasping a broader history of Rome, its emperors, and the political dynamics that shaped the ancient world. Plus, the drama, scandals, and betrayals involved make this story as gripping as any modern thriller. So, get comfortable as we unravel the incredible tale of Nero's downfall and the end of one of the most famous dynasties in history. Nero, born Lucius Domitius Ahenobarbus, was thrust into the political spotlight from an early age. His mother, Agrippina the Younger, was a formidable force, determined to secure her son's position on the throne. Through a series of calculated moves, including marriage to Emperor Claudius and the strategic elimination of rivals, Agrippina paved the way for Nero to become an emperor at just 17 years old in AD 54. At first, Nero's reign seemed promising. Guided by wise advisors such as Seneca and Burrus, the young emperor enjoyed popularity. His early rule focused on diplomacy, public welfare, and cultural patronage. Nero loved the arts, music, theater, poetry, and he was determined to present himself as a ruler who could bring both power and culture to the empire. But as Nero grew older, his desire for absolute control and his paranoia began to overshadow his early achievements. And that's where the cracks began to show. Nero's early reign may have seemed ideal, but behind the scenes, he was becoming increasingly insecure. Towering ancient Rome was never guaranteed, and Nero was haunted by the possibility of plots and betrayal. His mother, Agrippina, who had worked so tirelessly to secure his rise, became one of his greatest threats. Their relationship, once close, quickly deteriorated as Agrippina sought to maintain influence over her son's rule. Nero, now seeking independence, viewed her as a meddler. The tension reached its climax in AD 59 and Nero ordered her assassination, a shocking act that stunned Rome. The matricide marked the beginning of Nero's descent into tyranny, as he became increasingly ruthless and paranoid, willing to eliminate anyone he perceived as a threat. One of the most infamous moments of Nero's reign was the Great Fire of Rome in AD 64. The fire ravaged the city for 6 days, destroying large portions of Rome and leaving thousands homeless. While fires were not uncommon in ancient cities, Nero's response and the rumors surrounding his involvement fueled outrage. According to ancient sources, some claimed Nero played the lyre and sang while Rome burned, though modern historians debate the accuracy of this account. Regardless, Nero's decision to blame the Christian community for the fire sparked widespread persecution and further alienated him from the people. The fire also gave Nero the opportunity to rebuild Rome according to his grand architectural vision, including the construction of the Domus Aurea, a lavish palace that many saw as a symbol of his vanity and excess. By this point, Nero's public image had taken a significant hit, and dissent within the empire was growing. As Nero's reign progressed, the cracks in his rule became too large to ignore. His increasingly erratic behavior, lavish spending, and persecution of political enemies made him many powerful foes. The Senate, military leaders, and even his own inner circle began to turn against him. In AD 65, The Pisonian conspiracy and assassination plot, led by the senator Gaius Calpurnius Piso, was uncovered. Though the plot failed, it revealed the deep-seated discontent among Rome's elite. Nero's response was swift and brutal. Dozens of conspirators were executed, including his former mentor Seneca. Meanwhile, the provinces began to rise in rebellion. In AD 68, Gaius Julius Vindex, the governor of Gaul, led a revolt against Nero's oppressive taxation. Though the revolt was crushed, it set off a chain reaction, with the powerful governor of Spain, Galba, declaring himself emperor. Nero, abandoned by the Senate and his Praetorian Guard, was left powerless. In June AD 68, Nero's situation became untenable. As Galba marched on Rome, the Senate declared Nero an enemy of the state. Realizing that his end was near, Nero fled the city, eventually taking refuge in a villa outside Rome. On June 9, AD 68, at the age of 30, Nero took his own life, uttering the famous last words, "Qualis artifex perio," what an artist dies in me. With Nero's death, the Julio Claudian Dynasty came to an abrupt end. For the first time in over a century, Rome was without a ruler from the family that had established the empire. Nero's death plunged Rome into a brief but chaotic civil war known as the Year of the Four Emperors, as several claimants vied for power. Eventually, Vespasian emerged victorious, founding the Flavian dynasty and restoring some stability to the empire. Nero's downfall marked not only the end of his reign, but the collapse of the Julio Claudian Dynasty, a family that had ruled Rome since its transition from republic to empire. His story is one of contrasts, a promising young ruler who became one of history's most infamous tyrants. Nero's paranoia, ambition, and excess ultimately led to his destruction, leaving a legacy of infamy that has endured through the centuries. But Nero's fall also highlights the fragility of power in ancient Rome. The same empire that once seemed unstoppable was thrown into chaos by the actions of a single ruler, demonstrating the precarious balance of power in the ancient world. If you enjoy this deep dive into Nero's downfall and the end of the Julio Claudian Dynasty, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button for more captivating content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.